things I do for you guys. The mountain that you are climbing is the same height as the mountain that I'm climbing. Well, isn't that cute? Morning, Trainiacs. Bit of a different day today. I pulled a real genius move and did not go and get new tubes, considering that I had a soft flat last week. So it was supposed to be a cycling day. It ended up being a running day. Didn't bring the GoPro, not listening to podcasts. I was just in the mood for a real tough AF kind of run. So we are 6K into it at a 4:36 per kilometer pace, which is 7:20s? That's a total guess, I'm not sure about that. But what we're gonna do is negative split this sumbitch, and the 6K home is gonna be like death metal, 80s rock, in my earbuds, at as fast a pace as I can go. Good way to measure your pace is if you wanna go mellow, breathe out every 3 steps and in every 3 steps. And then if you wanna go hard, in every 2 steps and out every 2 steps. So we're gonna do this run home on 2-2 breathing, opening up those hips, getting those knees up, kicking in behind me. It's gonna be hard. And do you see what I do for you here? I pulled that out of the garbage and filled it up with water to hold the phone up. Things I do for you guys. Love it. All right, let's go. I gotta throw that away. All right, now let's go. This isn't the exact body of water, but it's the water system that we're gonna be swimming in exactly 1 month. I hope it's moving like that on June 25th. Oh, we've done 37K in 3 hours. Oh, I'm a cowboy. On a steel horse I ride. Want it. Oh, hair metal to run. Catch me right where I need to be. We are gonna have a lot of sniffling to chop out of this. Disgusting. Wow, Trainiacs, that was 12 kilometers in 52 minutes and 31 seconds. That last 6K coming back was done at 4:09 per kilometer pace, which is about 6:35 per mile. I had to work in that last kilometer to get it under 4:10. Like about a mile out, it flipped to 4:11, and then about 500 meters later, 4:10. And then for the last kilometer, you wanna talk hard running on 2-2 breathing? That was the 2-2iest. Average 4:22 per kilometer for 12K. Given that we're so focused on the long endurance swim training, there's not a whole lot of reason to throw that kind of run in right now. It's just a couple things that made me want to do it. Number one is we're doing nothing but long, slow distances, and sometimes it's nice to put a little pop in the step. I was feeling good this morning, so I thought that I would take today to put that little pop in my step. And then the run itself, negative split runs are really, really beneficial. If you think about most running races that you've done, as you're getting into running, how often do you run the last half like just hanging on and getting slower and slower and like, oh my God, my time is slipping away. Doing negative split runs trains your body to go faster in the second half than the first half. Granted, when you get out into a race, you're running race pace, so it's still harder, but gets your legs used to like going boom, nice and fast towards the end. That's all I've got at the moment. I think it's time for a mega shake. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's edition of Thoughts from the Bike, I want to talk a little bit about a conversation that I literally just had with a tenant of ours. And by a tenant, I mean the tenant. We have a renter who rents out our basement. I see her like maybe once a month, and she is going in her very first 5K run this weekend. Awesome, right? Yeah. Now, something that she's said to me a few times over the last week is like, oh, you must look at my workouts and the races that I'm doing and think that it's just nothing. And occasionally the Trainiacs will give me questions and comments along those lines. But here's the thing. Everyone is climbing their own mountain, and it's all relative. Basically, the mountain that you are climbing is the same height as the mountain that I'm climbing. because it's not in relation to each other, it's in relation to yourself. There was a time not too many years ago that a 3-kilometer run was a big accomplishment for me. And now that's getting up to more 20, 30 kilometers. And I was just as proud as that first half marathon that I did at 1:52 as the last half marathon that I did at 1:28. And with triathlon, I was probably more proud of the very first 42-minute try than my last half Ironman, because the relative accomplishment from where you've come from to where you get to is all what matters. Doesn't matter if what you're doing in comparison to what other people are doing is smaller, shorter, slower, as long as you're doing it. So with all that said, Trainiacs, just keep climbing whatever mountain you want to climb. Eventually that mountain will grow and you'll set bigger, loftier, newer, more exciting, more challenging, faster goals. And other people will start looking up to you and saying things like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do that. You must think that what I do is so silly. Yeah, no, you just do you. Be the best you can be. It is busy right now at this time of the morning. So that concludes another edition of Thoughts from the Bike. This is interesting, Trainiacs. So if you've been around for longer than about 4 minutes, you know that last week I did some blood testing with a company called InsideTracker. This is not a sponsored video. That was not a sponsored video. I actually paid for the blood testing. And InsideTracker, Mariah from there, who does their social and a lot of their marketing, reached out and asked if I liked it, and I was like, yeah. And then she promoted the video, and then I think the founder promoted the video on his Twitter, and she just emailed me, well, isn't that cute? That they set up a specific page just for me on InsideTracker. You see, there's me complaining about my blood tests, there's InsideTracker. She just said that if I was cool with that page, that they would make it live, and through that page or the discount code this way to this, nope, reverse, this way to this way, is that right? We'll go here, somewhere around here, Triathlon Taren 20, that any Trainiacs that go there, and I'll put the link in the description below, will get 20% off of their own sport-specific blood panel. So I ended up getting the Ultimate, which was $589 and will be 20% off. $471, but they've got one that's $389, one that's $289 for high performance, just the essentials, inner age, a home kit, DIY. Apparently it applies to everything. So what happens is you order online and then they set up for somebody to come and visit you, and it's like a 10-minute blood draw, and then literally, I think it was 6 business days later, they have all of your data uploaded, analyzed with recommendations for what markers you need to be careful of, what markers are good, what markers are excellent, and then suggestions for how you can either fix the bad markers or keep going with the markers that are really good. Because we're pushing ourselves so much, a lot of our blood markers end up going out of whack if they can't keep up. And it's just kind of part of doing triathlon. This is a decent way that is not like crazy expensive to see where you're at, and I think that they've got it set up too that if every few months you take markers, that it can actually track where your blood markers are going. Very interesting. Okay, so Trainiacs, yeah, if you want to go to InsideTracker and test out what I tested out, go to a link that I'll put in the description below and use either just that link or go to Triathlon Taren 20 and use that coupon code. And like I say, I'm not making any money off of this. I just really liked it. I like Mariah. She's cool. She's friendly. She shared some of my videos. She thinks I'm funny. You tell me I'm funny, like I'll do anything for you. True dat. All right, that's been 3 separate jibber jabber talks here today. So it's starting to rain out. I'm gonna go home. That's enough Triathlon Taren for the day. See you, Trainiacs.